Peace and love, family. I am your host, Born Allah L, and this is Build or Destroy. I bring you to another episode where we separate the rumors from the real, the facts from the fiction, the what is from the what it ain't. Because you know, if you let a lie live long enough, it becomes the truth. Yeah, if you let a lie live long enough, it becomes the truth. So on this platform, we do not do gossip. We do knowledge, wisdom, understanding, man, woman, child, sun, moon, stars. Let me repeat that. We do not do gossip. We do man, woman, child, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, sun, moon, stars. We do the 360. Actual facts and solar facts. So if you're looking for what Jim Jones said to Cameron and why 50 and Big Meech is going at it and why Rick Ross is doing whatever he doing, you at the wrong location. This is Build or Destroy, where we each one teach one, okay? This is where it's each one teach one, because we nation building. We trying to save the children. We not trying to perpetuate ignorance. And what we do here is we standing on our business, like we standing on our ancestors' shoulders. My duty as a civilized individual is to civilize the uncivilized. Whether I like it or not, knowledge itself gives me that responsibility. And ignorance to things is not an excuse. So if you're an adult and you ignorant to things, it's incumbent on you. It is incumbent on you to get it right. So before we go into subject matter, like, share, and subscribe. Like, hit the thumbs up. Pass this knowledge on with a share. It's not yours, it's not mine. That's why I'm bringing it to you. Knowledge is not for me to keep. I don't conceal knowledge. I'm not a part of the 10%. I'm a part of the 5%, which is the poor righteous teachers. So we bringing you knowledge, wisdom, understanding, not concealing it. We're not concealing it. We bringing it to you. Here is where we make knowledge known. Build is to add on. Destroy is to take away all negativity from your cipher. But before you can build, you must destroy. Because you can't build on shaky negative foundations. So your first foundation got to be self, and it got to be laden in the truth. It has to be laden with the truth. Like I said, before we go into subject matter, hit the like button right now. Hit the like button. Hit it up. Okay? Share and always subscribe. You see the sign that says subscribe right there? Hit that. Because that's going to keep you abreast to everything that dropped. You're going to know that it dropped. Your ear going to be to the street like it should be. And your eye to the sky. Always. So with that being said, without further ado, let's build. Have y'all been paying attention? Have y'all been paying attention? Keep that third eye sharp. You tune in here, steel sharpens steel. We're going to keep you sharp with other angles to comprehend in life. Because understanding is the height of comprehension. To see things as they are and not as they appear to be. To see things as they are and not as they appear to be. So if you're paying attention, you'll know that we just left out of February, so-called Black History Month. And I hope you tuned in. I hope you supported black business. And I also hope that you learned something about one of your ancestors that you did not previously know. And if once you did get that knowledge, I hope you shared that knowledge. Because it's each one teach one. How we going to nation build if you holding all the information? How we going to do that? How we going to nation build when you holding the information that you learned or that you gathered from doing researches from different resources? Yeah, you see what's going on. I'm Coogie'd out. I'm Coogie'd out because today is March 9th. We doing it for Biggie. We doing it for Biggie. You feel me? Because I gotta hold my people up when others will not. If we don't hold our own people up, others will not. This is our duty to be incumbent to the fallen soldiers, our ancestors, and those that paved the way. So in Black History Month, I hope those components was covered from an educational level for you and your family. And if you tuned in, I brought you information. So even go back to some of my later podcasts during that month, and you can get abreast to whatever we drop there. Okay? But rest in peace, B.I.G., the notorious Biggie. Okay? I don't play about mines, bro. I represent the culture, and I do knowledge, wisdom, understanding. I don't play, boy. We Coogie'd out. I don't play. Coogee from the head to the socks. You feel me? For my man B.I.G. Rest in peace. And we transition out of Black History Month. Now we transition into Women's History Month. Yes, it's longer than Black History Month, but it gives me a chance to camelback off of that and go into women's history, which is also still synonymous. Yes, so like I was saying, this gives me a chance to camelback Black History Month into Women's History Month. There's a bunch of Nubian women that we need to honor during this time. So we took this into extra innings from February, or now we in March. We doing this in extra innings because we have a story. I think we the only ones with the story. I'm not sure if they have a story. So just sit back and listen to ours. It's cool, but don't try to fabricate and take from us. Let us understand our story, and you can be glorified with just being a listener or a participant. You don't have to steal our story, right? You don't have to steal our story and then rob it from us and strip it from us. So let's hold our ancestors up, particularly now let's hold our women up. I've heard plenty of elders tell me the black woman saved this country 2 or more times. The first time was in the Civil War, maybe. In the Civil War, when the Caucasian brother and brother was going against each other. Families were divided. Who kept those families together and healthy? The Nubian woman who was under there as a slave, breastfeeding the weaker Caucasian child from the mother, was now getting energized with the flavor of the month from the Nubian lady. So everybody got a big debt to the Nubian lady, man, particularly the Nubian man. You understand? Who carried us through all those dark, dark years and is still doing it. My mother, my grandmother, my sisters, my children, my nieces, they exude the strength of the ancestors, and that's what I pray. As long as they have the strength of those ancestors, those Nubian ladies, they're going to make it. But right now, today, class and intelligence has been lost us within our race when we're talking about Nubian ladies, Nubian women. So what we're going to do today, we're going to honor that. And we're going to say, number one, since we're talking about women being the secondary, but most necessary component in our culture, from my old earth, from my own old earth, to all y'all old earth, you wouldn't be here without that. Without the person bringing life into existence, you would not be here. So let's say rest in peace, Voletta Wallace. As we also say rest in peace to B.I.G. Like I said before, you see how I'm doing it, boy. You see how we doing it, man. I'm not going to show you the footwear. You saw the footwear already. Coochie down to the socks, baby. But once again, we're going to hold up our ancestors, and particularly the Nubian woman, the goddess of the planet, the queen of the universe. You understand? The queen of the universe, who has carried the civilization for so long without recognition, without proper recognition, should I say. Okay? And this is, like I said, this should be a worldwide recognition. This should be worldwide recognition. Why isn't it? Why isn't it worldwide recognition? Why isn't it worldwide recognition? It should be. Because without them, there would be no us. So today on Build or Destroy, like I said, we're going to use this moment to go into extra innings. And we're going to talk about the goddess, the queen, the ruler, Nefertiti. Nefertiti is the black queen, the empress. She was survived from 1370 to 1330 BC. Nefertiti was the queen of the 18th dynasty in ancient Egypt, the great royal wife of the pharaoh Akhenaten. She was the great royal wife of the pharaoh Akhenaten. Nefertiti and her husband were known for their radical overhaul of state religious policy, in which they promoted the earliest known form of monotheism, Atonism, centered on the sun, and the direct connection to the royal household with her husband. She reigned at what was arguably the wealthiest period in ancient Egypt history. After her husband's death, some scholars believe that Nefertiti ruled briefly as the female pharaoh. She was a female pharaoh. So her wisdom and judgment were fierce. She was actually a female pharaoh after her husband died. Crazy. So I'm saying the strength, I gotta give you the strength of where we come from and what we all about. And it says, arguably, before he passed, it was still the wealthiest period in ancient Egyptian history. That's crazy. Nefertiti, who she was known as the female emperor, and before the ascension of Tutankhamun, although this identification is a matter of ongoing debate. If Nefertiti's rule as pharaoh, her reign was marked by the fall of Armana, the relocation of the capital back to the traditional city of Tibus. In the 20th century, Nefertiti was made famous by the discovery and the display of the ancient bust now in Berlin. Why is it in Berlin? Why do they have our story? It's in a news museum at the news museum in Berlin. Why? Why do they have our stuff? Why do we not have our own history to show our children these things? It's got to stop, bro. Like I said, it's got to be each one. Since this is the case, it got to be each one teach one. Once you get this information, pass it on. Hold it for yourself. So you can walk around like you the smartest person in the world. That's not what this is about. This is about knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, child, sun, moon, stars. This bus is in Berlin. They have a bus, the famous bus of the goddess Nefertiti, the empress, the lady pharaoh, which is in her likeness. But why we don't have that? Why they have it in Berlin? This artifact was contributed to the ancient Egyptian sculptor Tutmos and was excavated from the buried studio complex in the early 20th century. So they took this from wherever burial site there was. So they desecrating our sacred monuments with our ancestors there. Diluting it and hiding it and showing it when they want to show it or not showing it at all. That's our stuff. I digress. So I want y'all to do and study on the goddess Nefertiti. A very, very intriguing character from ancient Egyptian history, who is the female ruler. Now, I know y'all was looking for a female with leadership. You know, some wanted Oprah Winfrey, some wanted Michelle Obama, some wanted Kamala Harris. But once again, I don't have a problem with female leadership because once again, I just told you, I come from strong females. I understand them. Not intimidated by them at all. They have been the backbone of our culture. In this country, for that matter. Once again, like I said, most of you slave masters, y'all children was raised by Mammy, Hattie McDaniels looking ladies, Aunt Jemima. But without that person, your child would suffer Caucasian because she's sitting up there breastfeeding your baby. She got babies at home, but she giving that milk to your baby. So once again, brothers, we gotta hold our women down. Women, you have to get intellect, class, and intelligence, style, and grace. You have to become what you were. You can no longer exist this way. And we can no longer allow you because we're not respecting of what we're seeing of you. You're not respecting of what you're seeing of us. And we're not respecting of each other. So let's salute the Nubian woman. There are so many great ones. I really can't even start. So we started with Nefertiti today. Today is March 9th, 2025. Rest in peace, Biggie Smalls. Rest in peace, Voletta Wallace. The queen mother of hip hop, man. And rest in peace to all our ancestors and those shoulders that we are standing on right now. like, share, subscribe. My Cash App is $7build. That's $7build. We take donations because your freedom ain't free. Freedom ain't free. But there's no price that you wouldn't pay to be free. Peace and love.